I'm here with Ricardo Liborio, Carlson Gracie black belt, American Top Team founder, Jiu-jitsu world champion, overall legend of the sport.
Old man. There you go, included in that. Big time.
Still moving like a cat. And we're going to interview him about his upcoming matches in ADCC, his past, and his future.
All right.
So first, you're scheduled to make your return to competition in August at ADCC.
August 29th. That's it, yeah.
What has your training been like leading up to the match? How often? Who are you training with?
Well, training's been awesome. Been training with some high-level guys here. You know, main training partners was Hector Lombard, Mo Wall, Steve Mako, Wagner Rocha, Steve Carl. There's a lot of other guys that are helping me. Ryan, California, Sean Dillon. I have a bunch of my guys that have been helping a lot with this training, but it's been tremendous. You know, this was a great decision for me. Schedule-wise, it's 6 days a week, and twice a day. Only Wednesday and Saturdays actually we have a break. It's only Wednesday actually is the one easy training, was just one cardio in the morning. And Saturday also is just a cardio, just to recover everything.
Okay. How does that? You told me it's been a year that you've been training for this. How does it compare your training during that time compared to before you had this match?
No, it's completely different. You know, this is not just. I learned a lot more how to be more proficient in training the guys, smarter in training. I mean, and there's another thing too is, in my age, I can not just keep up with the young pups there. It's not just about that. It's really about do not get hurt. You know, it is really something to be very specific, to be very conditioned, to be very, very detail oriented to the person that I'm competing. There's another thing too. I'm competing against Mario. You know, not just I trained with Mario before, but even if it changed something, I'm competing against him in one match, which is pretty different than compete the whole entire competition, a tournament with all different guys that you don't even know who they are, or with eventually who you're going to be training or competing with. So it's a completely different thing, and I'm training for Mario. That's what it is.
Why did you decide that now was your time to come back to competition?
Look, this is a good story. I got invited by Sheikh Dahnun to go there and spend 15 days training with him. So I spent there 15 days, I think it was around that, 15 days, and man, it was tremendous. You know, he is such an inspiration. He is an inspirational person all the way around, you know, just because he trains a lot for long periods of time, with all the demands. This guy is the Minister of the Interior, you know, in UAE, one of the richest countries in the world, and he has so much more demanding responsibilities, and he take time to train, he take time to take care of himself. So it's very inspirational for me. And after I leave, you know, I receive a call from Guy Neves, which is the president of the ADCC, and asking me, Liborio, what do you think about you compete against Mario? And you know, just to let you know that he accepted the challenge already. So, all right, so come in, I'm in. So yeah, that's pretty much what it was. You know, I got inspired by Sheikh Dahnun, and after that, receiving this call, was brilliant. And for me, it is all the good things I really actually received from that. You know, and coming back and training, being connected with my guys, taking time for myself. You know, this is one thing. I'm really taking the time for myself, especially in the last 6 months. I stopped teaching the guys like I used to. You know, you don't see me in a corner anymore. I really took time for myself. Like I told this before, to be a good coach, you have to be selfless. You really have to be selfless. You can't think about yourself. And when you're competing, when you're an athlete, is exactly the opposite. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to think about you. And it's a complete different paradox there. You know, it's just two poles. And it's been great for me because, well, the last time I competed was 2000. Yeah. So it's been crazy. You know, it's crazy good. I take care of myself and been losing a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I'm feeling healthier, feeling happier. It's all good, you know.
So is this a one-time thing, or are you open to?
No, I
the
think
future?
that's something that I needed that to motivate me to do what I'm supposed to do. I have a big back injury, but pretty bad one. There's 7 herniated discs, 3 on a neck and 4 on my lower back, which is the lower back is a terrible one. I got sciatic, I go down. So I never trained constantly because I was getting hurt. Also because I was not doing therapy, 30 pounds over. There's so many reasons why, I wasn't engaged in a continuous, training and activity. So the therapy was huge for me. So all of these things here was make what I am right now, or how I'm feeling today. So I don't think I want to backtrack that. I don't want to go back there and do what it is. So I'm always going to find out something to do, something to compete, something to explore, because it was great for me. It was a life-changing for me. And I'm almost 50 years old, and I feel really healthier than I was 45. What I can say about that,
That's great. What does it mean to compete in ADCC again, especially because it's back in Brazil this year?
Oh, it's wonderful, man. The whole overall experience for me has been great. It has been great. Getting healthier, training with my guys, being, having that butterflies in the stomach. All this has been really, really exciting. Really, I'm super excited about this. I would not change that for money. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I'm really enjoying it and taking pride on it. What am I going to say? It's perfect. Brazil, just being in Brazil is perfect. Could be even perfect, it could even better if it was right here in Florida. I try to bring this thing here, actually. And unfortunately, they were so committed to Brazil. And yeah, it couldn't happen. But yeah, who knows? Next time the ADCC is going to be in Florida.
That'd be awesome.
Huh?
In 1996, you were the first ever Jiu-Jitsu World Champion in the super heavyweight division, and as you made sure that I remembered,
oh my God,
you were named most technical, and you said you were very proud of that.
I'm very proud of that
because there's never been a most technical since.
And after that, nobody was the most technical black belt.
So tell us about your experience at that World Championships, and if you can compare it to what it is like now. How crazy and big it's gotten now.
It was pretty big also there. In Brazil, that was, 4,000 or 5,000 people there, and everybody's watching. It doesn't have the same amount of international fans as it is today. Not just in the United States, but all over the world. People are tuned to watch the Worlds. But at the time, that was, for the Brazilians, this was big. It was a tremendous, not just a sport, but it was a tremendous event. It's one of the biggest ones, and it was aired in every major newspaper and in every major, TV channel. It was big, and it was televised too, which is made even bigger, after that. Yeah, I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty happy. We didn't realize at the time we were competing all the time, so we didn't really realize how cool it was, to today, and I think it set the stone for the success of the spreading of the BJJ, as it is today. The model of the competition worked, and nowadays you see that everywhere. Every major continent you have a BJJ competitions. Try to achieve the Olympic goal.
What are your feelings about the evolution of the modern jiu-jitsu game, and do you like the direction that jiu-jitsu is headed, and what rule set do you think is best for jiu-jitsu?
Well, I love the modern jiu-jitsu. I really think it's interesting. I really appreciated the positions that the guys are coming up. I like it. That's the evolution. The rules, I don't know much about it. I think the rules, especially the time, it will stop jiu-jitsu to evolve in a certain way, because for jiu-jitsu to evolve into a major league, effort, you have to put TV. In 10 minutes is impossible. 10 minutes of a black belt finals, it's just impossible to achieve on television. So they have to cut down the time a little bit, make this more active. If you got stuck in certain positions, and I know that a lot of people use the 50-50, for example, to try to manipulate the game. well, this is in a certain way. I'm not a big fan of it. I think you got to stop. You know, I'm okay with the movement, but I don't think it should be 2-3 minutes stopped in the same position. I think they're changing a lot of things right now about that. But yeah, something like this, it stops the growing of the sport. To grow the sport, you have to be television, you know, appealing. And with the timing right now, I don't see it happen.
In 2000, you won gold at the International Masters Worlds.
No.
And you competed under your middle name.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, Carlson Gracie, to put it there. That wasn't me. When he enrolled me in a tournament, he used to do this before. I mean, had been done this so many times before. He put Antonio Jardim. My name is Antonio Ricardo Jardim Liborio, and he put Antonio Jardim. He said, because everybody knows me as Ricardo Liborio, and he put Antonio Jardim, nobody knew who it was, and they got there, the guys got a surprise. He used to say that he put it there so the guys do not, draw, pull it out of the matches. So it's a Carlson Gracie thing. It's craziness.
When you competed in ADCC in the past, why didn't you ever enter the absolute division? Because throughout your career, you would even go in higher weights than you were, so it's not like you were worried about competing against bigger guys.
No, I never was worried about bigger guys. I think there was 2 guys. I think there was always 2 of our guys picked to go to the absolute division, and they're always bigger than me. I don't know exactly how it had happened, but I wasn't one of the guys. Well, I really didn't pay attention enough to say that right now. True. I don't know why exactly.
Okay. You fought in an MMA match in 2001 against Minowa, and it ended in a draw. But if you watch the match, you can see that you controlled the fight.
Yeah, there was no rules. The rules are different there. It's just there's no judges. It's a submission or knockout only. So that's basically what it is. The rules are completely different at the time. Right after that, a little bit after that, I got a knee in the face. I broke my jaw, and I lost 5 teeth. And this was big time because when I broke it, I had 11 surgeries here. And I lost a piece of the bone, came down. So it was a mess. That was the end of my MMA career and the beginning of my coaching career. Because I was training to compete, and I got that knee and I really fractured everything, and I had to put the bone there and put a space in the bone. I have no space to put the teeth back. It was a mess, and it took me out for absolutely nothing 2 years because it was one surgery after the other. You have to put this thing, and after that you put the cap, and after that try to put the teeth. The teeth came out. It was a mess.
Wow.
So from there, it was the beginning of the beginning of my coaching career. Because at the time I was training, and I got interrupted completely. I said, man, you can't do anything, absolutely anything. You cannot get hit in your face at all. You can do nothing. So I'm going to start coaching. At the time, I was one of the owners of a Brazilian top team, and the 2 main guys, Murilo and Mario, were competing. So me and Bebel, Luis Roberto Duarte, we started coaching the other guys. So basically what it was.
Was it a blessing in disguise, you think, because it got you started in coaching?
Yeah, I don't go back in regret and anything like that. Man, I'm happy where I am right now. I think it helped me in a certain way. I don't like to think a different way at all. I don't regret in anything. It's not if. It's not if. It is what it is. I'm blessed that I can do what I do.
What do you think is your greatest accomplishment in your career?
Being a Carlson Gracie black belt. Yeah, that's my biggest accomplishment.
So, speaking about that, back in the day, you trained with probably the most talented group of jiu-jitsu fighters ever. If I was at Carlson Gracie's Academy, when you were there training with some of the guys you named earlier, Murilo Bustamante, Mario Sperry, Arona, Waleed,
Walid, Paulo Filho, there's so many on Victor Belfort. There's so many guys.
What was a day like?
It's amazing, man. Amazing amount of talent, amazing that Carlson had that energy to draw everybody in. Everybody who wants to train hard, everybody who wants to be creative, and he could contain all this. You got to be a special person to draw things like that, and he did it. It was amazing. It was amazing in every angle, even the experiences you have it. You get your butt kicked, and you go back and you go see it. It's so many tough guys there. It's impossible for you to not have a bad day.
Right.
So all the experiences, all the things they are learning, not just the technique, but how to behave, how to train, how to be trained, all this, I own the Carlson Gracie. That's what it is.
Were all the training sessions as intense as the legend is?
There was some that were crazy. They were crazy. We have a Carlson Gracie, in Copacabana. You go upstairs and there's two rooms. This room here on the left is for the beginners, or guys that they're not in the competition level. In the right room, there's always door closed. That's the place called the Caixa Grossa. Sala dos Caixa Grossas. So Caixa Grossa is the tough guys here training in competition. And this thing here, man, there is a shelf that goes all the way around the room. Imagine you have it here, so you can put your bags on it, on the top. And when, in the time to compete, and we have some qualifiers, for example, you have to qualify for certain competitions. There is the nationals at the time, and the winner of the qualifiers usually is the winner of the competition, of the nationals or state championships or whatever it is. So you see battles and epic, crazy battles and trainings before that. It was amazing, man. So everybody was put the bags out, and everybody would sit down there on the top of the shelf. Everybody was watching like a real arena. It was crazy. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of coach was Carlson? Because you had some guys that really got creative and created guards that they're known for today, De La Riva. So was he very hands-on, or did he let everybody develop their own game and just kind of guide them?
He was a mentor, beyond anything else. I think Carlson was the way he behaves towards the competitor, towards the person. No, he was not the guy who's hands-on and show him De La Riva. He's De La Riva guard. He was a guy who, create incentives for De La Riva to develop his own thing. He never really blocked inspiration. Never said, "Oh, this is wrong," right? Unless it's something really, stupid. And there's always something that it comes up. Man, don't do that. You're going to get caught in that. And even with that, he was very open to the creativity. But the way he really mentored people in competition, that's what it makes the most. The way he pushed the buttons in the right time, who they draw, he comfort you and he presses you. He got the control, man. It's like the remote control. He was excellent doing this, and very dedicated and passionate about the sport. From that, like I was telling you before, man, is what it takes sometimes is not the pedigree, it's just sometimes the guy has great accomplishments as a competitor. It is really your dedication towards the athlete. It's timing, it is study, it is patience, it is personal involvement, it's everything. And he was the master of this. He mentored. How many teams this guy created? You put it there right now. You count it. Some of the best teams in the world right now. Okay, Alpha Male. There is the student of Carlson Gracie. Patet is there. Duke Rufus, Daniel, is a student of Carlson Gracie. Is there. Nova União, a student of Carlson Gracie and Depardineira. American top team, Brazilian top team. Black Zillions. If you're from there, you go. It's all Carlson Gracie route now. What you can say.
So you would say he was an integral part of.
He was the
modern
guy.
MMA.
He was the guy. He was the man. He was the man. He was a legit competitor, a legit instructor, master. He's the biggest hero from all of us, the biggest mentor. If you do it right, you're gonna mentor and actually you're gonna we're gonna say, man, you're gonna get people to look at you and want to try to be you, and that's what he did. And all our guys, and all of us, everybody who come from Carlson Gracie, look at this guy, and how many people really dedicate their lives for this, man. You said I work in a bank, man. I work in a bank. I had a lot of dream jobs for a lot of people. Not just that it wasn't really what I liked to do, but I didn't like to do it because I loved that environment. And why I like that environment, it's it was just because of him. And if I'm successful today, there's a combination of a lot of educational process of parenting and everything else. But you take what a Carlson did, because you learn a lot from his mistakes too. He wasn't a businessman, and if you have a little bit of a sensibility, a little bit of educational background in business, you can explore a lot of things that he couldn't see or he couldn't actually touch it. And we are results of that today, from his success and his mistakes. Some of the things that I saw that it wasn't good, it never going to go well for him, and I decided to change a couple of things there, and well, that's it.
So then that leads us into American Top Team. And this building that we're in right now is beautiful.
Thank you.
But we just drove over to the new American Top Team, and it is ridiculous. It's huge. So tell us about the new facility. And
the new facility comes in October 2015, guys. We hope so. And is 40,000 square feet, and we have 10 dorms for the UFC fighters right next to the hotel, and they're going to be building up a restaurant right there. So the whole thing is going to be community, so you can even get out of the place. You're in a hotel or the dorms or the restaurant here. Everything is going to be right there. And man, it's a dream come true. It really is the American dream right there. And we are all proud of that. We can say that this is the fruit of a lot of work and dedication and a lot of overcoming process of problems and timing and everything else. And that's it. One more step.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all your time. I appreciate it.
Welcome. You're so welcome.
It's an honor.
It's my honor.
Ricardo Liborio, living legend.
Hey, I don't know about that.
Thank you.